ONETV Special Report.
Sir, may I just extend the special of thanks from the City Mayor, Atty. Nominal, to Ma'am Elvitan for her usual proactive approach and post to this law nga nagsulat siya nato sa Mayor last October 29, 2024, Robert. So, napasalamat si Mayor sa maong very proactive stand sa atong Ozamiz City Chamber of Commerce industry headed by Ma'am Elvitan. So, with that, may I proceed to other items? There are no committee reports on my table submitted on November. So we proceed to item number 9, calendar of business. Letter B, business for the day for second reading, ordinance imposing uniform rates for barangay taxes, fees, and charges among all barangays within Ozamiz City and providing uniform penalties for violation thereof. Officer, in our previous hearing, there were several proposals being aired by some businessmen regarding this was ordinance, especially on the item on the advertisement billboards and others, how much is the fee to be paid to the barangay and the legal interpretation for certain provisions of the law. So, there is a suggestion from the businessmen that they will submit their proposals, and upon the presentation of Honorable Senior Yoko, who is not around, who is on leave, and who also represent the business sector in our August body, I recommend that we'll defer consideration of this ordinance for the second reading and to await for the communication from any concerned businessmen, members of the Ozamiz City Chamber of Commerce and Industry, as well as the Filipino-Chinese Chamber of Commerce and Industry Incorporated for their feedbacks and inputs on this ordinance, because this will be a very important piece of information which we can get from our instrument, because they will also be affected by this ordinance. So, I am moved that will defer this consideration of this ordinance for the second reading, and we issue this for second reading next week on November 26, Tuesday, during our organization on Michelle. If no objections from my colleagues, in appearance to the request of the businessmen and upon the presentation of Honorable Silco, who brought this request on the behalf of the businessmen on Michelle.
Thank you. Manifest Honorable Majority Floor Leader to pass this on the second reading. This ordinance imposing uniform rates for barangay taxes, fees, and charges among all barangays within Ozamiz City and providing uniform penalties for violation thereof. So, moved and manifested with the Honorable Majority Floor Leader that we will adopt
Defer
pending the arrival or the presence of Honorable Ko, who can discuss maybe lengthily on this particular issue. We have to wait from for any concerned residents regarding this issue. So we have to defer this. For item number 2,
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Item number 2 of Little B, Ozamiz City Healthcare Waste Management Ordinance. We had an exhaustive public hearing on this matter last week, Honorable Chair, and I think everything was being considered about this ordinance, which provide for the safekeeping of healthcare waste or special waste being released by clinics, pharmacies, other small clinics, Honorable Chair. We had an ample discussion on this with stakeholders, the hospital owners last week, and I guess there is no amendment being proposed. There were only observations and remarks being considered during the public hearing, and certain clarifications were being made by Engineer Tirisbore of the Solid Waste Management Office of the LG of Ozamiz, Honorable Chair. So, if my colleagues has any other inputs to amend or to edit this ordinance, Honorable Chair, I now open the floor for discussion on this ordinance before we approve this for the second reading, Honorable Chair.
thank you, Honorable Majority Floor Leader. Any discussions from this August body regarding this Ozamiz City Healthcare Waste Management Ordinance? Is there any comment or further discussion? Before,
I guess our public hearing was able to exhaust all parameters, all aspects of this ordinance, and that's why there are no more comments being interposed from my colleagues on this ordinance. I'll move this motion to approve this ordinance for the second reading, Honorable Chair.
move with the Honorable Majority Floor Leader to approve this on the second reading, this Ozamiz City Healthcare Waste Management Ordinance. Any comment? Remarks? Hearing none, motion approved.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. We proceed to unassigned business whereby we have 9 approved sessions, Honorable Chair. May I start with the first approved session, resolution approving the customer service satisfaction feedback survey and barangay consultation in Barangay Aguada and Kami Annex on 10 December 2024 and 17 December 2024 by the Metro Ozamiz Water District Ormod. And I yield the wisdom to the chairman of the Committee on Public Utilities, Honorable Archie Ramiro, to introduce and recommend action on this item, Honorable Chair.
The Honorable Romero is now recognized by the Chair for the appropriate motion.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Majority Floor Leader. Madam Chair, I move to pass this written request, resolution approving the customer satisfaction feedback survey and barangay consultation in Barangay Aguada and Carmen Annex on 10 December 2024 and 17 December 2024 by the Metro Ozamiz Water District Ormod. Madam Chair, passing this for first reading with reservation, Madam Chair.
Move with the Honorable Romero to pass this on first reading with reservation as being manifested. Motion to approve.
Thank you, Madam Chair. In the interest of public service and its urgency, Madam Chair, I move to pass this written request, Madam Chair, for second and final reading, waiving the internal rules.
Due to the urgency of this request resolution, the Honorable Romero is passing this for the approval of this customer service satisfaction feedback survey and barangay consultation in Barangay Aguada and Carmen Annex on December 10, 2024 and December 17, 2024 by the Metro Ozamiz Water District or the MOD. Motion approved.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Approved session number 2 A resolution approving the water quality assessment of the Bagumbang Malaubang Mangrove Swamp Forest Reserve by the Department of Environment, Natural Resources, Environmental Management Bureau on November 19 to 20, 2024 at Barangay Tabid, Ozamiz City. Anil to Chairman of the Committee on Environment and Natural Resources, Honorable John Sakin, to introduce and recommend action on this item, Honorable Chair.
The Honorable John Sakin is now recognized by the Chair for the appropriate motion.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, I move to pass a resolution approving the water quality assessment of the Bagumbang Malaubang Mangrove Swamp Forest Reserve by the Department of Environment and Natural Resources, Environmental Management Bureau on November 19 to 20, 2024 at Barangay Tabid, Ozamiz City. Passing this on first reading with reservation, Honorable Chair.
Pass this on the first reading with reservation. Motion approved.
Honorable Chair, for the second and final reading, I move for this approval of this resolution, Honorable Chair, on joint motion.
Due to the urgency of this request resolution, the Honorable Sakin is passing this for the approval of the water quality assessment of the Bagumbang Malaubang Mangrove Swamp Forest Reserve by the Department of Environment and Natural Resources or Environmental Management Bureau on November 19 to 20, 2024 at Barangay Tabid, Ozamiz City. Move for its approval on the second and final reading, waiving the internal rules. Any comment? Remarks? Hearing none, motion approved.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Appointation number 3, a resolution approving the tax compliance verification drive on November 25, 2024 by the Bureau of Internal Revenue, BAR, Ozamiz, in Ozamiz City. Anayal to Chairman of the Committee on Trade, Commerce, and Industry, Honorable Katlim, to introduce and recommend action on this item, Honorable Chair.
The Honorable Catherine Lim is now recognized by the Chair for the appropriate motion.
Thank you, Madam Chair. On joint motion, I would like to pass a resolution approving the tax compliance verification drive on November 25, 2024 by the Bureau of Internal Revenue, Ozamiz, in Ozamiz City for first reading with reservation.
Pass on the first reading with reservations. Motion approved.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Due to its urgency, I would like to pass this for second and final reading, waiving the internal rules.
Due to the urgency of this request resolution, the Honorable Catherine Lim is passing this on the second and final reading, waiving the internal rules. A resolution approving the tax compliance verification drive on November 25, 2024 by the Bureau of Internal Revenue, Ozamiz City. Motion approved on the second and final reading, waiving the internal rules. Any comment? Remarks? Hearing none. Motion approved. Second and final reading.
Appointation number 4, a resolution approving the first regular meeting of the Ozamiz Special Justice Zone on 20 November 2024 at AMS Chicken House, Function Room, Oak Hill Park, Barangay Manabay, Ozamiz City. I now to Chairman of the Committee on Justice, Government and Human Rights, Honorable Attorney Daniel to introduce and recommend action on this item, Honorable Chair.
The Honorable Lau,
Being the co-chairman of Honorable Lau, I move in motion to approve this resolution on the first reading with distributions, Honorable Chair.
yes, there is a motion from the majority floor leader to pass this resolution on first reading with reservation. Motion approved.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Due to the urgent demand of public interest and this Ozamiz Special Justice Zone is very necessary in our pursuit of institutionalizing our justice zone in Ozamiz City, the 16th Justice Zone. I move this motion to approve this resolution on the second and final reading, waiving the internal rules, Honorable Chair.
Moved by the Honorable Majority Floor Leader on joint motion, this resolution approving the first regular meeting of the Ozamiz Special Justice Zone on November 20, 2024 at Am's Chicken House, Function Room, Oak Hill Park, Barangay Manabay, Ozamiz City. Approved on the second and final reading, waiving the internal rules.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The fifth upon session is a resolution approving the Run After Contribution Evaders campaign in Ozamiz City by the Social Security System on November 26, 2024. And I yield to the Chairman of the Committee on Civil Service, Honorable Lordy Pintisipris, to introduce and recommend action on this item, Honorable Chair.
The Honorable Cypris is now recognized by the Chair for the appropriate motion.
Thank you, Madam Chair, and to our Honorable Majority Floor Leader. I move to pass a resolution approving the Run After Contribution Evaders campaign in Ozamiz City by the Social Security System on November 26, 2024, for first reading with reservation.
Move for first reading, reservations. Motion approved.
Due to the need of this resolution, I move to pass this on second and final reading, waiving the internal rules.
Due to the urgency of this request resolution, the Honorable Cypris is passing this on the second and final reading, waiving the internal rules. Any comment? Remarks? Hearing none, motion approved on the second and final reading, waiving the internal rules.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Upon session number 6, a resolution authorizing the local executive, Attorney Henry A. Pamela Jr., to open a non-interest-bearing current account named SM Lao Memorial City General Hospital at the Land Bank Ozamiz branch for the implementation of the assistance to individuals in crisis situation known as IX program. And I yield to Chairman of the Committee on Hospital, Honorable Catherine Lim, to introduce and recommend action on this item, Honorable Chair.
The Honorable Catherine Lim is now recognized by the Chair for the appropriate motion.
Thank you, Madam Chair. On joint motion, I would like to pass a resolution authorizing the local Chief Executive, Attorney Henry F. Waminal Jr., to open a non-interest-bearing current account named SM Law Memorial City General Hospital at the Land Bank Ozamiz branch for the implementation of the Assistance to Individuals in Crisis Situation, or AIX program, for first reading with reservation.
Move for first reading with reservations. Motion approved.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Due to its urgency, I would like to pass this on second and final reading, waiving the internal rules.
Due to the urgency of this request resolution, the Honorable Catherine Lim is passing this resolution on the second and final reading, waiving the internal rules. Any comment? Remarks? Hearing none, motion approved on the second and final reading, waiving the internal rules.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Upon session number 7, resolution authorizing the local executive to enter into a contract for the proposed installation of water distribution line located at Barangay Malaubang, Ozamiz City, and Propomo Lax for the implementation of the project funded from the construction, repair, improvement of local barangay water supply system program of the 20% dividend fund of appropriation ordinance number 1-2024. And I yield to Chairman of the Committee on Public Works and Infrastructure, Honorable Saulo Salvador, to introduce and recommend action on this item, Honorable Chair.
The Honorable Saulo Salvador is now recognized by the Chair for the appropriate motion.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Thank you, Mr. Majority Floor Leader. I move to pass a resolution authorizing the local chief executive to enter into a contract for the proposed installation of water distribution line located at Barangay Malaubang, Ozamiz City, and perform all acts for the implementation of the project funded from the construction, repair, improvement of local barangay water supply system program of the 20% Development Fund of Appropriation Ordinance Number 1-2024. I move to pass this resolution on first reading with reservation.
Move for first reading with reservations. Motion approved.
Thank you, Madam Chair. For the interest of the public and for the people of Ozamiz City, I move to pass this resolution on the second and final reading, waiving the internal rules.
For
on joint motion. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Interest, the Honorable Saulo Salvador is passing this request resolution on the second and final reading, waiving the internal rules. Any comment, remarks? Hearing none, motion approved on the second and final reading, waiving the internal rules.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Upon session number 8, a resolution expressing deepest sympathy and condolences to the bereaved family for the painful loss of the late Honorable Mario Rosario FERRARIN. Honorable Chair, under the direction of our Honorable Presiding Officer, I move this motion to approve this resolution for the first reading with these revisions, Honorable Chair.
Move for first reading with reservations. Motion approved.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Mario FERRARIN was a city councilor of Ozamiz City. He was my colleague after the elections in 1988 up to 1992 before the approval of the local government code in 1991. And Honorable FERRARIN is also a colleague of our presiding officer during the succeeding years in city council, Honorable Chair. So, in the interest of public service and to honor these public servants who have shared their talent, energy, and contributions to our city of Ozamiz, I now move this motion to approve this resolution expressing deep sympathy and condolences to the bereaved family for the painful loss of the late Honorable Mario FERRARIN for the approval on the second and final reading, waiving the internal rules, Honorable Chair.
Manifested by the Honorable Majority Floor Leader for this resolution of condolences to the bereaved family of the former City Councilor of Ozamiz, the former Honorable Mario Rosario FERRARIN. Moved by the Honorable Major FERRARIN to Honorable Masilian Tapayan for the approval of this resolution on first reading with reservation.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. The last but not the least, upon session is the answer filed by Honorable Niba Gomez Vergara, punong barangay of LITAPAN, Ozamiz City, Misamis Occidental, on the complaint filed against her by complainants in area Astumban, Celia Largo, and Rolando Marcial, Honorable Chair. And according to Section 63 of the Local Government Code, and which, if you allow me to read regarding preventive suspension, Section 63, preventive suspension. Preventive suspension may be imposed by the mayor if the respondent is an active official of the barangay, to be imposed by the city council at any time after the issues are joined when the evidence of guilt is strong, and given the gravity of the offense, there is great probability of the continuance in office of the respondent could influence the witnesses and pose a threat in the safety and integrity of the records and other evidence, provided that any single witness submission of local officials shall not extend beyond 60 days, and provided further that in the event that several admin cases are filed against an elected official, he cannot be preventively suspended for more than 90 days within a single year. So, with this, Honorable Chair, we are mandated by local government code to decide whether, after perusing the complaint, and now I guess everybody was able to peruse the copies of the answer of the respondent to the complaint, everybody was given a copy of the answer. We are bound now to decide whether the respondent will be preventively suspended or not. And as in the previous incidents where several complaints were filed against our barangay officials, like Barangay Captain or Barangay Kagawad, we always hold the decision through a nominal voting on the chair, whereby if the member of the Supreme Body is in favor of the suspension, preventive suspension, he will say yes. If not in favor, he or she can say no. Honorable Sir, and now, may I now request, unless my colleagues has any other observations, comments, and remarks.
Okay. Before the votation, may I request our colleagues, should you have any query or some manifestation for the clarification of the issue that we are about to vote this afternoon? Para maklaro kung sa butaran. Doon na ba mo yung mga, any comment? Doon na mo yung mga points of some clarification regarding this particular concern as being manifested by the Honorable Majority Floor Leader.
And may I reiterate, Honorable Sir, that this suspension, preventive suspension is not a penalty. It is only mandated by Section 63 of Local Government Code if the respondent has filed her answer, which yes, she already filed the answer yesterday. And if the gravity of defense, considering the gravity of defense, there is a probability that the punong barangay being head of the barangay might influence the witnesses, and there is a probability that the record in the barangay might be compromised. This relative to the senior citizens, Honorable Sir, and I guess the barangay has records on this, Honorable Sir. So, unless my colleagues has any other comment and observations and remarks, I would request the Secretary to proceed to nominal voting, Honorable Sir.